The Pocket Beautician? I was never one for beauty products. Not because I didn't care about my appearance, but because nothing ever seemed to work the way it promised. The ads, the influencers, the 5-star reviews. They all blurred together into an industry that thrived on disappointment. But that changed the day I found the shop. It was tucked away in an alley I'd never noticed before, sandwiched between a dry cleaner and a boarded-up bookstore. A small brass sign on the door read, "The Pocket Beautician? Luxury in miniature." Inside, the store smelled of roses and vanilla, but with something else beneath it. Something metallic. The shelves were lined with tiny glass bottles, compact mirrors, and tubes so small they could fit on the tip of my finger. Behind the counter stood an elderly woman in an emerald green dress, her silver hair twisted into an elegant chignon. "Welcome," she said, her voice smooth and warm. "I believe you'll find what you're looking for here." I wasn't sure how she could know that, but I was too intrigued to question her. "Do these actually work?" I asked, picking up a jar of face cream no bigger than a thimble. "Better than anything you've ever tried." She leaned forward. "And they're perfectly portioned. One use is all you need." I raised an eyebrow. "Just one?" Quote. She nodded. "A single application lasts forever." I should have left. I should have laughed. But instead, I bought 3 items. The Eterna Glow Serum, the Velvet Touch Lip Tint, and the Silken Tress Hair Elixir, each small enough to fit in my palm. The woman handed me my receipt with a wink. "Be careful," she said. "The changes begin." That night, I tried the serum first, 1 drop. A cold tingle spread across my face. My skin tightened, the fine lines around my eyes smoothing out. I checked the mirror, and my breath caught. I looked perfect. Not just better. Perfect. Like my pores had been airbrushed. Like every minor flaw had been erased by a divine hand. The next morning, I tried the lip tint. A single swipe, and my lips transformed into the most exquisite shade of deep rose. They felt soft, plump, like something out of a fantasy. Then came the hair elixir. 1 drop, and my dull, lifeless strands cascaded down my back in shimmering waves. By the time I left for work, I could feel the stares. My boss, my coworkers, strangers on the street. They all looked at me with wide, admiring eyes. Some whispered, others gawked openly. By the end of the day, the attention had turned into something else. A man followed me home, staring at me like he was hypnotized. My neighbor, who had never said more than 2 words to me, knocked on my door 3 times in one evening, offering to bring me dinner. My reflection in the mirror seemed too still. My eyes no longer blinked in sync with my thoughts. And my hair, oh God, my hair, had started moving on its own, swaying gently like it was caught in an invisible current. The price of perfection. The next morning, my phone wouldn't recognize my face. The passcode didn't work. My fingerprints didn't register. It was like my body had been replaced overnight. Panicked, I grabbed my purse and ran back to the shop. But when I turned the corner into the alley, it was gone. The dry cleaner was still there. The boarded-up bookstore was still there. But where the shop had been, there was only a brick wall. I pressed my hands against the cold stone, my breath coming in ragged gasps. Then I heard a voice. Not outside. Inside me. 1 use is all you need. I ran back home, slammed the door, and went straight to the mirror. My reflection was smiling, but I wasn't. I lifted my hand. My reflection did not. Then, slowly, it stepped forward, out of the mirror. I screamed, but no sound came out. I tried to run, but my body wouldn't move. The woman who looked like me, but wasn't me, smiled wider. Perfection is meant to be admired, she whispered. And now? I'll be the one admired. She turned, picked up my purse, and walked out the door. I tried to chase her, to stop her, but my limbs were frozen. My mouth wouldn't open. And then, in the reflection, I saw the truth. I wasn't in my body anymore. I was in the mirror. And there, on the vanity, sat the tiny beauty products, glowing, waiting for the next person.